So obviously you have to do the saturated pressure steam tables. So that is the one day option that we have, because no temperature is mentioned. So we have to refer to the saturated pressure steam tables. Okay. So let us go there. Table number 2 or table number 1? Table number 2. Okay. So they had said 200 kilopascal, right? Was 200 kilopascal. 300 kilopascal. So it is 3 bar. Okay. So move on to the page where you have 3 bar. So here we have. So here we have 3 bar. So for 3 bar, what was the specific volume that they mentioned? The specific volume that is mentioned is 0.5 meter cube per kilogram. Okay. So now if you look for 3 bar, if you look at VF, okay, VF is here 0.001074. Okay, 0.001074, that is your VF. And if you look at VG, that is 0.60553. And the volume that is given to us in the problem is 0.5, which means now you can see your zero point 0.5 lies between 0.001 and 0.6. That is very obvious. So if your specific volume, if it lies between VF and VG, then what is the state of that steam or state of that water? Is it liquid or liquid plus vapor or vapor? What do you guys infer from this? VF is
Liquid plus vapor, sir.
Liquid plus
very good. So
vapor.
it is VF, it is between VF and VG. So it is obviously in the liquid plus vapor region. Very good. Okay. So you can note this down. So you can write for P, for pressure P equal to 3 bar, VF is equal to 0.001074 meter cube per kilogram. VG is equal to 0.60553 meter cube per kilogram. You can note it down. And in the next statement, you can write, since V is in between VF and VG, or you can write VF less than V less than VG, therefore the steam or the given condition represents a liquid plus vapor region. So now we have identified that it is in the liquid plus vapor region. So we have written up to this. So the given condition lies in the vapor plus liquid region. What is the question? They are asking us to find out the temperature. What is the corresponding temperature? Okay. And they are asking us to find out what is the corresponding dryness fraction if it is in the liquid plus vapor region. So how will you refer to the temperature? For pressure P equal to 3 bar, the corresponding saturation temperature. Okay. So let me go back there. So for P equal to 3 bar, the next column you have got the temperature. So for P equal to 3 bar, the corresponding temperature is 133.5. Okay. So for P equal to 3 bar, the temperature is 133.5. So temperature is 133.5, and now we have to estimate what is the value of X, which is the dryness fraction. Okay. So now let's get back there. Okay. So now you can see this. To find out the value of the dryness fraction, I have used the value of specific volume because that is what is given to us in the problem. Okay, so they have given the volume as V equal to 0.5. We know the value of VF and VG. So I can use the formula V equal to VF plus X into VFG. And last class we have seen this. VFG is nothing but VG minus VF. So don't forget that. So VFG is nothing but VG minus VF. And whenever you have doubt, you can refer to the PV diagram of water. Okay. So your saturated liquid line is on the left side, your saturated vapor is on the right side. So your VG is always going to be greater than VF. Okay, so VG minus VF. So now we know the values of V, you know the value of VF, you know the value of VFG, which is nothing but VG minus VF. So I know VG, I know VF, and if you substitute it, you get the value of X as 0.83. Okay, so the temperature is 133.5 and the value of X is 0.83. Okay, and the next question is for P equal to 3 bar and the volume is 1 meter cube per kilogram. See, the condition is the same condition. So the pressure is 3 bar, the volume they have increased it as 1. Okay, so for pressure P equal to 3 bar, when we refer to the table, we found that Vf is 0.001 and Vg is 0.60553. Okay, but now in the second subdivision, the given volume is 1 meter cube per kilogram. So what about Vg? Vg is 0.60553. So now Vg is lesser than the given volume. So here the volume is 1, but Vg is 0.60553, which means the given volume is greater than your Vg. So which means it is in the superheated state. Okay, so you have converted liquid into vapor. When it is liquid, it is occupying less space. When it is vapor, it is occupying more space. Now when you supply more heat to it, it is expanding. Okay, it is expanding, so it will be occupying a much more larger volume. That is why when your volume keeps on increasing, we say, and if it is greater than the saturated vapor, then we call it as the superheated vapor. So V is greater than Vg, so the given condition is in the superheated region. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, so don't wait till I finish. If you have any doubts, you can interrupt me then and there. Okay, hope you guys are following. Yes.
Sir, in the question it's been given the determine the temperature and quality, no sir. The quality is what we find that superheated or vapor plus liquid condition,
No,
no
no,
sir.
no, 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 no. Quality is dryness fraction. See,
Okay, sir.
why they use the word quality is, see, what we need is, in most of the cases, what we will be needing is superheated steam. Okay. See, just like you have fan in your home, right? Your fan in your home, you have a vertical shaft like this, and then your fan rotates in the with respect to the vertical axis. Okay. So, but when you look at windmill and all, you will find that the axis is horizontal and the blades are going to rotate in this particular direction. Okay. So that is how your turbines also rotate. But the problem is, see, you need superheated steam where there is no amount of water vapor content. Okay, where if there is moisture present in steam, then what will happen is these turbine blades, they will be eroded by this water vapor. Okay, so rust formation will be there and there will be some sort of material decomposition. Okay, so they prefer steam without moisture content. Okay, so when they say quality, the quality is based on how much amount of water vapor, the moisture content or the liquid water is present in a mixture of or present in steam. Okay, so your steam is not supposed to be in the liquid plus vapor region. If it is in the superheated region, then they say it is okay. But with reference to what we have studied so far, okay, so this is the region. So it is this region. It is this region, liquid plus vapor region is where your quality of steam comes into picture. Okay. If my steam lies somewhere here near to the saturated liquid line, then that is of going to be very, very little use to me. But if the steam lies here, then it is of much use to me. I just need to give little bit heat so that a little amount of water vapor, moisture content which is present can also be evaporated and everything will be steam. Okay, so that is why they use the word quality. Quality represents how much amount of vapor is available in steam. Okay, so if no moisture content in the form of liquid, okay, if no moisture content is present, then that is of much use to us. So superheated steam will be of very much use to us in generating electricity and all. Okay, in such cases we will not be using steam in this liquid plus vapor region, and that is why they use the word quality. Quality represents dryness fraction X. Okay, so whether it lies in the superheated region or liquid plus vapor region, that is also important. But the moment they say quality, they mean X. Okay, is that clear? Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we have estimated X for the first subdivision. For the second subdivision, our steam is not in the liquid plus vapor region, it is in the superheated region. Okay, so you can't find X here. Your X will be greater than 1, so the concept of X does not come here. That is why in the question, they have said if defined, quality if defined. The quality is defined only between the liquid and the vapor region. Before the liquid region, your quality cannot be defined, and after the vapor region also quality cannot be defined. Your quality is defined only within the bell curve. Okay, so for the first subdivision, quality is defined. For the second subdivision, quality cannot be defined. So there is no X value for subdivision B. Okay, but we need to estimate the temperature. Okay, so if it is in the superheated region, then you can't say that the temperature is 133.5. If you remember, we referred to the steam tables. For P equal to 3 bar, we referred to the second column, which was the temperature. And from that temperature, we wrote it as 133.5. That is for saturated steam. Now, the steam is not saturated, it is superheated. So if it is superheated, then I have to go and refer to the superheated steam tables. Okay, so I'll move on to the steam tables now. So I have, okay, so now we can't use table number 2. That is called saturated pressure table. So now we have to go to the superheated table. And so you have to refer to table number 3. Superheated table for specific volume. So that is table number 3. So specific volume of superheated steam. Okay. What is that? The pressure that is given to us is 3 bar. Okay. So let's move on to 3 bar. So if you come here, this is your 3 bar. So this is your 3 bar. Second row, that is your 3 bar. So for 3 bar, the saturated temperature is 133.5. So that is applicable only if your steam is in the saturated liquid state, or if it is in the liquid plus vapor region, or if it is in the saturated vapor region. But in our case, the steam is in the superheated state. So you can't take the temperature as 133.5. And what they have given us, the volume is 1 meter cube per kilogram. So now if you go along the second row, you can find the value of volume is 0.6337 if the temperature is 150. The volume is 0.7164 if the temperature is 200. The volume is 7964 if the temperature is 250. And it is 8753 if it is 300. Okay. What is given to us is 1 meter cube per kilogram. So that lies between 350 degrees centigrade and 400 degrees centigrade. So for 350, it is 0.9535. For 400, it is 1.031. So our temperature should lie somewhere between 350 and 400. Okay, for the pressure 3 bar. Okay, so what we should do is, so we should note down these two values. So for 350, the volume is 0.9535. For 400, the volume is 1.031. So for 1 meter cube per kilogram, what is the corresponding temperature? So we have to use something called interpolation. So you need to use something called the formula for interpolation. Okay. So now that we know that it is in the superheated region, so from the table, sorry, this is not 350 Kelvin. I have made a mistake here. This is not 350 Kelvin. This is supposed to be 350 degrees centigrade. This is not Kelvin. This is degree centigrade. So in steam tables, you have only degree centigrade and bar. There is no Kelvin there. I'm sorry about that. So for 350 degrees centigrade, the volume is 0.9535. For 400 degrees centigrade, the volume is 1.031, specific volume. Okay. So the formula is this: x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1. Because our value lies between 1.03 and 0.95, now we have to interpolate it to get the value of the corresponding temperature. So I can take my x as the volume and y as the temperature. That is how I have taken here. You can take the other way around also. X can be temperature and y can be volume. Okay. So x is the given volume. So the given volume is 1 meter cube. X1 I have taken it as 0.95. x2 is 1.03, and temperature, which I need to find out corresponding to 1. So I have written it as T. Y1 corresponding to V1 is 350. Y2 corresponding to V2 is 400. Okay. So if you cross multiply, if you subtract, divide, and cross multiply, you will find that the temperature is 380 degrees centigrade. And that lies exactly between 350 and 400. Not when I say exactly, I don't mean it is not 375 lies exactly between 350 and 400. What I'm trying to tell you is 380 lies between 350 and 400. So whenever you interpolate, the value should lie between the values for which you are interpolating. Okay, so you can't get 410 or you cannot get 340. So if you are getting something like that, then it is wrong. Okay, it should lie between the x1 and x2. Okay, so your value should lie between 350 and 400. So in our case, it happens to be 380 degrees centigrade. Is that clear, guys? Are you guys following? So is that clear, or do you have any doubts?
Clear, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is one problem. So these are all sample problems, and believe me, these problems will not be asked for 4 marks or 5 marks. These are simple 2-mark questions. Okay, we have not entered into processes yet. So once we go into processes, that is where you will get questions. Okay, that is where these are all fundamentals where you need to know how to refer to the steam tables, how to get values from them, how to interpolate. All these things are very, very fundamental and basic. Okay, so this is a very simple question, and I think you can even try this. You can try this on your own. Find the enthalpy and entropy of steam when the pressure is 2 megapascal. So when I say enthalpy and entropy, it is simply specific enthalpy and specific entropy is sufficient here because mass is not given. When the pressure is 2 megapascal and the specific volume is 0.09 meter cube per kilogram. So the value that is given to you is pressure. Pressure is 2 megapascal, which means 20 bar. The specific volume is given as 0.09 meter cube per kilogram. So can you guys try this? Take a couple of minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Maybe you can just try this. The pressure given is 20 bar. The specific volume is 0.09 meter cube per kilogram. Okay, just note down these two values. Pressure is 20 bar. You need not write the whole. So 3 bar, right? 20 bar, 20 bar. So you have to refer to table number 2. Go to table number 2. Here it is, 20 bar. So for 20 bar, the corresponding volume which they have given is 0.09 meter cube. Okay, so check where your volume lies. So for 20 bar, the value of VF is 0.001177 and VG is 0.099955. Okay, so it lies between VF and VG. So this is okay. So it lies between the liquid and vapor region. So if it lies in the liquid plus vapor region, what will you do? Can anyone tell me what will you do?
So you have to find the dryness fraction, sir.
How will you find out the dryness fraction?
Using VF and VG values given.
Which formula will you use?
We know V, sir. So we know VG and VF. So V is equal to VF plus F into VFG, sir.
Very good. So you have to find out the value of X using the formula VF plus X into VFG. So write it down, guys. So you know the value of VF. So for 20 bar, VF is 0.001177. VG is 0.09955. So note that down and then write V equal to VF plus X into VFG. VFG is nothing but VG minus VF. So V is given as 0.09. So 0.09 equal to 0.001177 plus X into 0.09955 minus 0.001177. Now try and find the value of X.
The 0.9.
0.9. Okay. So now that you know the value of X, they are asking us to find out the value of H, specific enthalpy, and specific entropy. Okay. So for 20 bar, now you can note down the value of HF and HFG. So for 20 bar, HF is 908.5, HFG is 1888.7. HG is also given, but HFG is given directly, so you can use that. So we can say H equal to HF plus X into HFG. H equal to HF plus X into HFG. HF is given. X you have found out as 0.9 and HFG is 1888.7. So simple substitution. Now you will be able to get the value of H. And all this you are finding for 20 bar. And once you are done with that, the same is there for your entropy also. SF is 2.447 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. SFG is 3.890 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. So SF plus X into SFG, 2.447 plus X is 0.9, SFG is 3.89. Okay, and that will give you the value of S in kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Okay, my values are slightly different. Don't worry about that because I didn't refer to the proper steam tables. I had a document which I had downloaded as steam tables and I used those values. So I'm getting it as 0.89. The steam tables that we were referring, that was 0.0999. The value here is 0.1. You see VG is 0.1, but these steam tables you can find that it is 0.099 something. Okay, so don't worry about the values that I am giving here. You can substitute your own values and you can find that so here you get X equal to 0.9 and here it will be somewhere around 2600 something, and here this will be something 5.9. It won't be 5.913, it would be 5.9 something else. Okay, so you guys can substitute the values that you get from the steam tables and you can get your answers. Okay, I think I have taken this from PK Nag. Okay, so this is one example. So if some of you are copying, I'll just give you a minute's time so that you can. Okay, so let's move on to the next problem. Find the enthalpy, entropy, and volume of steam at 1.4 megapascal and 380 degrees centigrade. Okay, so the volume, you have to estimate enthalpy, entropy, and specific volume. Everything is specific enthalpy, specific entropy, and specific volume. And they have given the pressure as 1.4 megapascal, which is 14 bar, and 380 degrees centigrade. So just note down, pressure is 14 bar, temperature is 380 degrees centigrade. So if you go on to 14 bar, so referring to the same saturated pressure table, you find that for 14 bar, look at the temperature here. The temperature is 195 degrees centigrade. So for 14 bar, the saturated temperature is 195. But the given temperature is 380. So your Tsat is lesser than the given temperature. So what do you infer from this? When your saturated temperature is lesser than the given temperature, what do you infer from this?
Superheated.
Yes, the steam lies in the superheated region. Okay, so what is given to us, or the condition of steam here is superheated. Okay, so we can't find the specific volume or specific entropy or specific enthalpy from table number 2. We have to go to the corresponding tables, table 3, table 4, and table 5. Okay, so move on to table 3 first. So table 3, go to 14 bar. So here we have got 14 bar. So for 14 bar, now you have to move on to 380 degrees centigrade. Okay, but the thing is, in the 14 bar, what is given here is 350 and 400. So here you can see the temperature is 350, the temperature is 400. In between, you have got 380. Okay, so you have to note down the value of the specific volume at 350, which is 0.2002, and for 400, the value is 0.2177. So for 380 degrees centigrade, your specific volume will be somewhere between 0.2 and 0.217. Okay, 0.2002 and 0.2177. Okay, so just like we did in the previous problem, try and use the interpolation x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 equal to y minus y1 divided by y2 minus y1. Here you know the values of temperature. X will be 380, x1 will be 350, x2 will be 400. Okay, so 380 minus 350 divided by 400 minus 350. So y minus y1 will be 0.2002, y2 would be 0.2177. Come on, try it on your own, guys. Try this on your own. Check if you are able to get the value of the specific volume which lies between 350 and 400. Come on, try this and tell me what is the value of specific volume that you get by interpolation. Done with specific volume, move on to table number 4, which is specific enthalpy, and move on to table number 5, specific entropy, and see what you get. Come on, solve this on your own. Yeah, 2107 is the correct answer.
So I'm getting enthalpy value as 3215.2, sir.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, sir.
So for enthalpy, I got 3377.2.
I don't think that's correct. Because the enthalpy value lies, it is supposed to be, it's supposed to lie between 3150 and 3258. And your value crosses 3258. So your value lies beyond 3258. So the temperature should have been above 400. But what we require is for 380. So maybe you would have made a small mistake while doing addition or subtraction. Check it, you will be able to do it fine. So I'm getting 7.239 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. So check if you're also able to get the same value as well. Okay. And I have taken one more problem. So if you have solved it, it's well and good. If you have not solved it, you can practice that slowly. And just one simple example, this is the last example in pure substance. Determine the pressure for water at 200 degrees centigrade with a volume, specific volume of 0.4 meter cube per kilogram. So they have given you the value of the temperature, 200 degrees centigrade, and the specific volume is 0.4 meter cube per kilogram. Okay, so let's go on to the steam tables. So now the temperature value is given. Is it not? The temperature value is given. So you have to use table number 1. The temperature is 200 degrees centigrade. So you have to use table number 1. So in table number 1, go on to 200 degrees centigrade. So this is table number 2. This is table number 1, and here we have got 200 degrees centigrade. So for 200 degrees centigrade, the volume that was given was 0.4. Okay. Here, if you check, VF is, it's 200 degrees centigrade, right? Yeah. So for 200 degrees centigrade, VF is 0.001156 and VG is 0.12716. And what is given is 0.4. So your V is greater than VG. So obviously, the steam is in the superheated region. Okay. So for temperature T equal to 200 degrees centigrade, VF is 0.001156 and VG is 0.12716 meter cube per kilogram. Okay. And we are able to see that. And the given volume is 0.4, which is greater than VG. So the steam is supposed to lie in the superheated region. So because we are dealing with the volume, so you can go to table number 3. Table number 3 is the superheated steam tables for specific volume. Okay, specific volume of superheated steam. And one thing I forgot to tell you here. We have to look at the pressure also. First 200, right? Okay, here it is. So for 200 degrees centigrade, the corresponding pressure, that is 15.549 bar. Don't forget this, make a note of this also. So for 200 degrees centigrade, the pressure is 15.549 bar. Because in table number 3, everything is mentioned in terms of pressure. Pressure is the reference, and then you go for the temperature. Okay, so you need to know the value of the saturated pressure also. So the pressure corresponding to temperature 200 degrees centigrade is 15.549 bar. So make a note of that. And then move on to table number 3. So when you go to table number 3, so we said it was 15.549 bar. Okay. And if you look here, the pressure here is 15 and 16. Okay. The pressure is 15 and 16. Okay. And the given temperature is 200. Okay. The given temperature is 200 degrees centigrade. Okay. But the volume is 0.4 meter cube per kilogram. Actually completed this, but anyhow, let's complete this first. Okay. So that pressure is saturated pressure. Okay, so that we cannot use. But what we know is the temperature is 200 degrees centigrade, correct? So if you go to 200 degrees centigrade, just a minute, let me move on to the first page as well. Fine. So 200 degrees centigrade is the reference. Okay, pressure we can't find. Why we can't use pressure? See, if you look at here, the pressure is 15 and 16. For 15, you have got a volume for 0.1324. If you go to 16, there is no value here. So obviously, I can't interpolate between 15 and 16 to get the value of 15.45. That is not possible. Okay, so I can't use that. Okay, so that is not the pressure value. So I can't use this pressure. So the other thing that I have to do is go to 200 degrees centigrade. So when I refer to the 200 degrees centigrade column, okay, here I find the value decreasing from 0.8 to 0.132. If you go to the previous page, you find that the volume is decreasing from 109 meter cube per kilogram to 1.08 meter cube per kilogram. In the problem, what is given to us is 0.4 meter cube per kilogram. Okay, so for 0.4, the value is here between these two, between 0.425 and 0.352. So you can write for temperature T equal to 200 degrees centigrade, V1 equal to 0.425, V1 equal to 0.425. And what is the corresponding pressure for this 0.425? It is 5 bar. P1 equal to 5 bar. V2 equal to 0.352 and P2 equal to 6 bar. And for V equal to 0.4, now interpolate it and get the value of pressure. So your value of pressure should lie between 5 bar and 6 bar. Check it, what value you are getting. Let me see, I didn't complete this, so I should have taken this from Sontag. So let me also check there. So in the meantime, you can find the answer for this problem. Are you guys able to follow me? So you have for T equal to 200 degrees centigrade, find where it lies closer to 0.4. So we are identifying 0.425 and 0.352, and we have noted down the corresponding pressure values also. And for 0.4, what would be the corresponding pressure? Okay, so your pressure value should be somewhere between 5 bar and 6 bar. See, check what answer you are getting. It's 5.34 bar. Okay, so the answer is supposed to be 5.34 bar. Okay, so all the problems that we have solved in this particular session, this is an introductory session. Okay, so what we have tried to do here is we have tried to identify what the values from the steam tables and how to use the values to identify simple properties like specific volume, specific enthalpy, and specific entropy. Once we do the first law of thermodynamics, then we will be talking about processes. What happens in an expansion process? What happens in a compression process, or a polytropic process, or an isentropic process? And if such a process happens where steam is the working fluid, then how do we use steam tables there? Such kind of problems is what you will be getting in your 11-mark Western. Okay, so with that, the introductory part for pure substance comes to an end.